Hi everyone, my name is Angel Chan, and today I want to share with you what financial planning is. Many people have some myths about financial planning, but this cannot blame on the public because these myths are more or less caused by the wrong information given by some irresponsible agents or consultants. For example, some people think that as long as they buy insurance, they are doing financial planning. Some people think that financial planning is about loan. Some people think that as long as they make an investment, they are doing financial planning. Some people even think that financial planning is just about budgeting or cash flow management. But in fact, these are only part of the financial planning, not financial planning itself. So, who needs to do financial planning? Everyone knows that the rich must do financial planning. What about others? Low and middle income earners may feel that they have no money to do financial planning. High income earners may feel that they do not need to do financial planning as they can make a lot of money every year. Or they might think that they are doing financial planning by increasing their income. But in fact, the earning capability is not equal to financial management capability. Some people are making very good income, but their financial management skills are very poor. No matter how much money they make, it will not last long. Some people have limited earning power, but they are good in the financial management, so they can still slowly accumulate their own wealth. But why do we need to do financial planning? Because we want to have such a perfect wealth curve. Before the age of 20, we are spending our parents' money. Except for the ang pao we receive every year, we basically have no wealth. 20 to 40 years old is the stage of wealth creation. At the beginning, the growth rate of our wealth is a bit slow. It is because our career has just started and we have less experience. The income is naturally lower, while the investment is also not helping much in our wealth accumulation because there is not much capital and the time is too short for the investment to grow. The age of 40 to 60 is the peak period of our life. With the increasing in our age and experience of the career, our income begins to double. Investment also begins to see the results of the compounding effect at this stage. Our wealth is growing at an extremely fast rate. From the age of 60 to 80, the wealth curve begins to decline because this is the retirement age. Not only do we lose income, but we also start to consume the wealth that we have accumulated for most of our lives. By the age of 80, our lives are almost coming to an end. The longer you live, the more wealth you consume, and the less you can leave to your family. What a perfect wealth curve! By this perfect wealth curve, just like the perfect figure of a lady, 36, 24, 36, it is not something that everyone is born with. However, as long as you are willing to spend some thought, invest some time, spend some money, and find a professional consultant, whether it is the perfect figure or the perfect wealth curve, you can have it. What if you don't want to do financial planning? Your wealth curve will be same as your life without vitality, and you will need to work until the end of your life. It would be nice if you could find a job in your 60s, but Malaysia's population is aging. I'm afraid that when you are old, you won't be able to find a job. Then when is the best time to start financial planning? Now is the best timing. You may have passed the age of your 20s now, and there is no way to have this perfect wealth curve anymore. Even if it is late, you can no longer have such a perfect curve. But as long as you are willing to start planning, even though it can't be perfect, at least you can get close to perfect. If it is impossible to get close to perfect, but at least there can still be a curve. It is better than a lifeless ECG just now. Having said so much financial planning, but what is financial planning? From cash flow management, debt management, risk management, investment planning, tax planning, retirement planning, estate planning to specific goal planning. Going through the entire process is financial planning. Why should financial planning start with cash flow management? Because no matter how you plan for your financial, but if you don't have money, you cannot execute the plan. So cash flow management is the first step in the financial planning. I wonder if you encounter the following problem. No money in your pocket at the end of the month, no money for consumption, no money for planning, want to invest but don't have extra money. You have earned a lot of money, but there is always no savings in the bank account. In case of emergency, there is not enough emergency fund. These are all because you have not done a proper cash flow management. Cash flow management starts with expenses control. Only by effectively controlling the expenses can there be excess savings. The first thing to do with your savings is to set aside 3 to 6 months of emergency funds, and then you can continue with the rest of the planning. The second step of financial planning is debt management. Regardless of whether you have savings or not, you must have debt, which can be housing loan, personal loans, student loans, credit card debt, or car loans. And these debts have one thing in common, that is interest. Debt management is to measure which loans are too high in interest and need to be paid off as soon as possible, refinance or restructure, which debts can maintain without need to pay off in advance, which are good loans and should be utilized and which are not. And the most important thing is to ensure that these loans have insurance protection, so that after you go to heaven, the pressure of these loans will not fall on your family. The third step of financial planning is risk management. Everyone lives in this world and faces risk every second. There is a risk of a car accident if you drive out, and there is also a risk of getting sick sometimes. One may even go to heaven directly after this event. Risk in financial planning means that the occurrence of these events will cause a loss of money, and these losses will bring a lot of inconvenience to the family. There is a financial product that can help us manage risk well, which is insurance. In the event of a car accident, a car repair fee is required. At this time, if you have a car insurance, you can subsidize the loss. Auto insurance should be familiar to everyone because it is a legal requirement that everyone with a car must buy auto insurance. I don't understand. Even the car must be insured, but why not humans' life? Medical expenses for sickness and hospitalization can be subsidized with a medical card. Many people might already have a medical card, but do you know if your medical card has enough insurance coverage? What should I do if I admit to hospital and lost my income? If I want to buy insurance, how much a sum insured is enough? How many months does the sum insured can cover? If I go to heaven, what about the children's education fund? What about the children's living expenses and the partner's living expenses? How much does the insurance have to cover? What about inflation? What about funeral expenses, debt, and tax? Is your insurance coverage sufficient to cover these expenses? What do you leave behind upon your death? Fond memories with your family or unsettled debts and taxes? Fourth step of financial planning is investment planning. Everyone's money will be saved in several places, such as bank savings accounts, fixed deposit, EPF, piggy banks at home, or branded bags. What are the interest rates of these savings? 0.2% to 2.5%, 1.5% to 1.85%, 4% to 6%, 0% unknown. Hey guys, don't laugh. The branded watches you watch are the same. Interest is so low and inflation is so high. If you don't find a way to make your money grow faster than inflation, your money will become less and less valuable. Maybe you can't imagine how inflation will affect you. Here's a simple illustration for you. In 1980, a cup of coffee only cost 1 ringgit. 1990, 1.5 ringgit. 2000, 2 ringgit. 2010, 2.5 ringgit. 2020, a cup of coffee has become 3 ringgit. And the 1 ringgit you save in the piggy bank in 1980 will still be 1 ringgit in 1990, 2000, 2010, and 2020. This is the power of inflation. I haven't mentioned that you went from homemade coffee to the coffee shop and to the Starbucks coffees. This lifestyle inflation is even worse. So we need investment planning to help our wealth catch up with inflation. And the best is, it can also help us increase our wealth and to achieve our financial goals. The fifth step of financial planning is tax planning. For high-income groups, taxes can be a huge burden, and 1/4 of their net income has to be paid for tax. Please bear in mind, illegal tax deduction are tax evasion. The consequences you have to pay are definitely much more than the money you save by illegal tax evasion. Proper tax planning can help you make good use of financial products for legal tax relief. Not only can it help you legally save taxes, but it will also guide you how to make good use of the taxes saved to achieve greater benefit. The sixth step of financial planning is retirement planning. Have you ever thought about how old you are to retire? Or do you dare not even think about it? If you want to retire, how much retirement fund is enough? How many years can your current retirement fund support your retirement life? Have you considered the impact of inflation on your retirement life? Or do you mean to depend on your children during your retirement life? If you can't even take care of your retirement life now, do you think your children will be more financially strong than you are now? To plan for retirement, you must first decide at what age you want to retire. After retirement, what is your money or annual expenses? Factor in inflation and the life expectancy, then derive the total amount of the retirement fund you need. And finally, convert it to how much money you have to save every month based on the target growth rate. The retirement planning can help you better realize the retirement life you want. You don't need to find out that your retirement fund is not enough until you retire. You don't have to delay your retirement or even be forced to return to workplace after you retire. Even if you don't intend to retire and you want to work for your whole life, you must consider that your health might not allow it or you cannot find a suitable job. I hope you understand that with a good planning, it is a choice if you want to work after retirement age. But if there is no plan, you will be forced to work after retirement age and you have no choice. The seventh step of financial planning is estate planning. We will have some assets during our lifetime, which can be property, cash assets, investment assets. But does your family know how many assets you have? Or is it that you have used up all your assets and nothing left to your family? In addition to assets, we may also have debt and unpaid taxes during our lifetime. There is a saying in the Chinese tradition that at birth you bring nothing, at death you take away nothing. This is right, and this includes your debt. Have you ever thought about what to do with your debt after you go to heaven? If you can't take away your debt, your family members who are left behind will have to bear your debt. Good estate planning will allow you to set aside a certain amount of money to pay off your debt so that it will not burden your family. Then there is your tax. I hope that you did not have any illegal tax evasion during your lifetime. Otherwise, your family must pray to God that LGDN will not find out. Even if you have not evaded tax, you still have to pay your last taxes of the year you go to the heaven. Good planning can help you reserve a sum of money in advance so that your family can use it to pay your last taxes. Then there is a funeral fee. Nowadays, the funeral fee is not cheap. It can be ranging from 15,000 to 100,000. It depends on how particular you want your funeral to be. If you want to live decently, set aside a certain amount of money for your funeral fee in advance. Finally, if you still have some savings, assets, property, and effective estate planning can help you more easily transfer this estate to your family by using the distribution method you prefer at the right timing to the people who you think is worth having your estate. The 8th step of financial planning is specific goal planning. Some people may want to continue their study for master or PhD. They need an education fund. Or parents who want to give their children the best education also need to prepare an education fund in advance. If you want to have a dream house, you need to prepare a sum of funds for down payment, renovation fee, and other related expenses in advance. If you want to start a business in future, you also need a business model. Or you plan to get married, have a dream wedding, and also to have children, all the wedding costs, healthcare products, confinement center, milk powder, diaper, and so on need quite a big chunk of money. So, this specific goal planning will require you to decide how many years you want to achieve your goal and how much money is needed in total. After factoring in the inflation, then derive the future value of the funds you need. Lastly, convert it to how much money you have to save every month based on the target growth rate. So who should you consult for financial planning? Here I hope you all remember that the person who sells you insurance is insurance agent. The person who sells you unit trust is unit trust consultant. The person who sells you stocks is stock broker. The person who sells you will writing is estate planner. The person who sells you property is property agent. None of them are financial planner. So who is the financial planner? The person who can help you go through the whole process and advise you accordingly is the financial planner. First of all, in Malaysia, the two most common courses for financial planner are CFP and RFP. To become a financial planner, you must pass either RFP or CFP. But merely passing the courses does not mean that this person is a financial planner. In addition to the certificate, a financial planner needs to attach to a financial advisor company and also to have FAR and CMSRL license issued by Bank Negara and Securities Commission. I will attach the link below this video for you to verify whether your existing financial planner is a licensed financial planner. Finally, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow my Facebook page. You can also look for me on Instagram and LinkedIn. I hope everyone likes my sharing today and help me to share it if you find this video is helpful. Let more people know what real financial planning is. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!